So the question is, do you start with the soap, then the water, or the water, then the soap? I don't know. I'm just kidding. And the reason I'm saying is that I used to put the soap in, to let's say right now I'm just gonna wash the wheels. They're like super filthy right there. See all that brake dust? So I'm just gonna wash the wheels. I'm not gonna wash the truck because it takes too long. But anyways, I used to start with the soap. You go in there, you pour it in, and then you come in with your hose and you fill it up, right? Well, when that happens, I would notice that the foam or the suds will come up all the way to the top, and I'll have about that much of water at the bottom. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna fill it up with water first. So to answer that question that I started off, is you fill it up with water. About a quarter of our way through, and keep in mind this is a 5-gallon bucket. I got it from, I think it's Home Depot or Lowe's, one of those two. But anyways, I fill it up halfway, and then I'll go in with the soap. And for soap, you can use anything you want. I just got this soap because it was literally on special. It was like $1, so I got like 5 of them. But anyways, just you can even use dishwasher soap or whatever, but put some in there. Just use your best judgment. You don't have to. I mean, you can put a lot if you want, but then it's like kind of wasting. And then once that's in, then I'll just come in with the hose. And then, see, now you have somewhat, now it doesn't look like, you only left with like a cup of water, literally. So there it is. So that's pretty much primed up. That's pretty good right there. Then what I like to use for these rims is, I'm just going to use like a simple microfiber cloth, and then I'm going to use this little thing. Yo, Ray, where'd you get this from? Amazon. It's like a little brush that I'm sure you've seen in a lot of detailing videos where they use this brush. Does it work? Actually, it does work. I take that back. So use that, and then I'll use some of that microfiber cloth for the wheels, and then to get inside, I think I'll use this. No, I'll use this to get in there. So, and then ultimately, lastly, I'll use this brush, which I just picked up from Walmart. It's Home Depot. It's like $2-3, and what I use this for is the tires. So let's get started real quick. So typically, what I like to do is just rinse the wheel off. And a lot of people say, "Well, why you rinse it?" Like, well, I don't know if you can see this, but see how it's like. So I'm gonna kind of zoom in and see how it's like somewhat cleaning it off with the water. So I highly recommend, and this is just a demonstration purpose, but like you see how it's already cleaning it off. This is all that brake dust from these brake pads. There you go. So I usually start like that, and you can actually see all the brake dust right there. So see, it's kind of cleaning off, looking pretty good. All right, so I'll rinse the tire off, or the rim first, and the tire, because obviously we need to wash that as well. All right, that's good right there. That'll work. And what I'll do is grab, typically I start with the tire just because it's the dirtiest, and I'll just put this brush in here. Now, if you're gonna, clean it, just make sure whenever you, when you, I guess prime it, if you want to say. Let's see, do that. Nothing too crazy. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, because we're gonna dress it up with some of that tire shine, and it'll look so much better. I mean, you don't have to be super perfect unless you want to. It's basically up to you. If you want to keep on going and going, that's fine. But I don't want to waste too much time. So there you go. See how nice and dark that is, or dirty? I'll go with this. See how it's somewhat clean now? It'll work, right? And then, like I said, before you put this back in the bucket, I highly recommend just cleaning it off first, so you can, so when the next time you use it, you don't put that brake dust back into the clean water. You can use a bucket method, but I think this is a little bit more cleaner because you kind of feel like you're actually cleaning it as opposed to just dunking it back over and over again in a single bucket. But that's good. I'll just leave it to the side. I know I was going to put it in, but forget it. Then I'll come in with, let's see what we got. Oh, this little deal right here. Now, the reason I like this so much is because whenever you have to get in these like crevices right there, it'll be so hard to do it with just a microfiber cloth. I mean, like you're just limited. So I'll use this little brush, you know, and then I'll just go in there. See how now, like you can technically see it getting in there, and especially in those crevices as well. Like it's really hard with just a microfiber cloth, so, or whatever you're going to use. Now see how that's all somewhat getting a lot cleaner. You can tell the brush is getting super dirty, so that's definitely working. Going in there. You don't take your time. This stuff, you can't really rush it, because if you do, all I can say is if you're rushing it, you're just not going to do a really good job, and it'll show at the very end. And trust me, you won't be happy. So just go in there like so. See how it's looking a lot better. Then I get in there, and it actually works really great for this 4-wheel drive deal. It's good. So I'm just going one more time. It's really quick. Like I said, I try not to waste too much time on this, but I kind of want want it to look somewhat decent. Right there. Then I'll put that to the side. Okay. And then I'll come in with this little contraption here. This little microfiber looking deal. And then I'll just start in the wheel wells, or in the spokes. See how that's somewhat working. And it's based upon the tire design. I know some tires are a lot easier to clean than the others. I know some rims, are kind of, you know, just have so many spokes, they're super close together, or some might not even have a spoke. It'll just be a solid rim, for goodness sake. But other than all, just take your time, use whatever works for you. Typically, when you have stuff like this, it's, you know, use one of these things. And sometimes you don't even need it, but I'm just using it just because it's a little bit easier, and that's like the hardest work to clean. So that's good. I don't want to put it in the bucket. I'll just leave it right here for now. Right there. And then I'll come in with the microfiber cloth, and then just go to town. I mean, see, it's like that's already clean. I don't really have to put too much effort into that. Spokes. Good. And I don't know how long I'm taking, but I mean, I try not to take too much time, just because I know washing a truck is, it's like a task in and of itself, and it's not, you know, a quick, you know, 2 steps. You gotta take your time, make it look right, and have not water spots and all that. But it's like I said, just do whatever you want to do, whatever works for you. See, now we're somewhat clean. I'll just rinse it again, go back one more time. Actually, for some reason, these 18-inch rims love to accumulate brake dust right there, and it's starting to build up. And I'm sure if you can hear it, but as I'm running my fingernails across it, you can definitely feel it, like it's getting in there. And now I know you can use other chemicals to take it off, but I mean, as long as it looks good and it doesn't really bother me. Oh, there's a good one right there. See that? I'm not sure if you can see that, but that's pretty rough. But it comes off, so I'm not complaining too much. There you go. So that's it. I mean, let me finish up this rim. I'm going to rinse it off, and then I'm just going to show you a time lapse of the other ones, and then I'll actually follow up with the tire shine. I'll circle back on that so you can see what I use. Mind you, this is just what I use. You can use whatever the heck you want. It just works for me. It's a lot easier. Just over time, I like to use things that kind of, you know, make things a little bit easier. But yeah, let me just rinse it off, throw some time lapses, and then I'll circle back with you in a second. Okay, so I just wrapped up the cleaning them off. So you can see, I'm not sure, but they're a lot better now. And what I like to use is this Armor All tire foam. Now, obviously, there's two kinds that I know of. There's like the foam kind, and then there's like the gel where you pretty much put it on an applicator, then you kind of rub it on there. But I don't know. In my opinion, I feel like if you have an aggressive tire, I'm not saying this is aggressive, but if you have like an aggressive sidewall, let's say, they're more like off-roady-ish. You have like a lot of lugs and whatnot. In my opinion, it's a lot better to use this foam just because this gets in the crevices. Now, if you had that applicator pad and you had the gel or whatever, it'll work. It'll take a little bit of time. So, what I like to use is this foam. Let's see if I can. You just do like a couple passes. Just make sure you get in there. And mind you, this will all clear out. So there it is. Let's go to the next one. Doesn't take long, so let's get the front one. Let's see. Something like that. Okay, looks good. That's pretty much it. That's what I like to use, and once it's all done, I'll kind of go around it once it kind of dries off. But see, it's looking a little bit better, a little bit more drying, or evaporating a little bit. I don't know the technical term, but it's looking good. But anyways, I am going to be quiet now, and I will see you on the next one.